Welcome to Spoop Squad, the podcast that watches horror films that go flop in the night. I'm Jared.
Hey, what it do, man? I'm Nick.
Bringing
I'm
the real
Nathan.
energy.
What it spoop, man? What it spoop, man?
All right. So this episode we watched Porno. This movie
Together.
Yeah.
Together.
I'm gonna be honest.
Three cisgendered white heterosexual dudes watching porno in a room together. Yeah.
I never thought
Not weird.
about that moment and how that was going to sound until you said it. I was like, wow, this is great.
I mean, yeah. Fun times watching porno together. This movie is from 2019. We watched it on Amazon Prime. It's a 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's lit.
Yeah, I mean, not very. I mean, it's in our wheelhouse, right? We're watching a lot of movies.
Yeah, it's
All
good
of
for
our
us.
movies are 6.0 and below. Well, for the most part, I know that we've slipped a couple times. But Nick, what is the budget on this movie?
Well, Jared, I'm going to be honest with you. With a movie titled Porno, I was unsuccessful in finding any links that got me to anything not on Pornhub, xnxx.com. There were some others.
Those are the two most popular, though.
Yeah. I mean, I got some reviews that I skimmed pretty quick. No budget in those. For everyone, I did not click on any of the porn site links.
Sure you didn't, Nick.
Not in front of us.
Right.
All right, well, with no budget, no gross.
Well,
Yeah, well,
Ooh, there's plenty of gross.
let's get into the synopsis. Nick, what you got?
Jared, I suppose since you're ready for the synopsis, I'm going to go ahead and read it for you.
I mean, that's what I asked for.
And I'm here to do as you ask. When 5 teen employees at a local movie theater in a small Christian town discover a mysterious old film in its basement, they unleash an alluring succubus who gives them a sex education written in blood.
That's good.
Do you want me to read the second one too?
No, it's okay. You can read the tagline if you want to.
If you don't use it, you won't lose it?
No.
Was that it? No?
No, it's...
If you use it, you'll lose it. Fuck.
Yes.
But mine works too. Actually, if you don't use it, you won't lose it.
Yeah, but
if
fair.
you use it, you'll lose it.
I choose to believe. Yeah, and if they hadn't used it, they wouldn't have lost it. Let's argue at length about this.
You're saying the same thing in different ways.
Yeah, but mine is my own way of saying it. It's
You
original.
do have your own way of doing things, Nick. All right, one good thing. Nathan, what do you got? What's yours?
Oh, I get to go first?
You get to go first. Let's do it. What you got?
It's definitely Heavy Metal Todd.
No.
Oh, no,
those are two
sorry,
of my
Heavy Metal
characters.
Jeff. Damn
Yeah,
it,
Heavy
Todd.
Metal Jeff.
Todd was the unsung hero of the movie. Heavy Metal Jeff was absolutely the funniest fucking person. Like, the most quotable person. He's a straight
Most
edge
definitely.
dude who, like, hasn't had... his addiction is nicotine, but he hasn't had a cigarette or any kind of nicotine for a year. And he's super straight edge. And since the movie takes place in 1992, straight edge is, like... still kind of like an underground movement, but he's got like the big black X's on his hands that he drew on with marker. It's very cool. Took me back to 1992.
Yeah, Heavy Metal Jeff is definitely a very quotable character. Nick, what's your one good thing?
I liked all the... No, so Todd was...
I was not expecting that. God damn it.
Okay.
My favorite. It was Todd, man. Todd was a great character. He felt like he was just this like pretty normal kid who really wasn't he got unwittingly blamed for his friend being a perv and wanting to like spy on people having sex, but also he was a ride or die guy. He's like, well, you know, everybody's gonna think I'm a pervert, but I can't let him think my boy Abe is, so I guess I'm just going to take the hits. And I love him because nobody tells him anything. And there's a specific line that I fucking lost it at because it took me right back to Hot Fuzz when the guy that works the front desk is like, nobody tells me nothing. And I quote it all the time. So Todd is absolutely my one good thing.
Did you call Todd the right-hand man?
Did I?
That's
Did I do that at one point?
I don't know.
I don't know,
I feel
but
like you did. Maybe
yes.
it's just something that I made up in my own head because while you were talking, that's the only thing I could think of is he's Abe's right-hand guy.
He really
but
is.
Todd, his right hand is fucked up.
It is.
he has one crooked finger, but it's not even crooked. It's
No,
just he hooks his index finger.
I don't know what it's called, but whenever you have your most of your fingers are you can't move them, and then one is crooked and shit. His hand is messed up. They make it a point to show it
a bunch of
multiple
times.
times.
The succubus sucks
Except
on
for
his
whenever
crooked
he's
finger.
the demon Todd,
He
which we'll
cannot
get into later.
move his hand because
Yeah.
when she came out and she put his finger in her mouth and she was all like,
Yeah.
So it didn't move. It stayed in that exact same position.
Okay.
And let me tell you, my girl was giving
Well,
us some time.
when she sucked on it, it did straighten out.
No,
But
it didn't. When
did-
it came right back out of her mouth, it was still
Oh.
curved.
that's-
Because that was what I thought was going to happen. I thought she was going to fix it.
poor Todd. Nobody tells Todd anything.
Nobody tells Todd anything.
All right,
Okay.
Jared, what about you? What is your one good
Yeah,
thing?
will you tell us?
Best fucking part of the movie.
I already know.
So
No.
just for everybody,
I'm leaving.
there is a scene where Heavy Metal Jeff's balls explode and fucking Ricky has to tourniquet his penis. And it is the best fucking scene in the whole movie. Just they show everything.
Yeah,
They
there's
show everything.
because we were all sitting there going, they're not going to show this for sure, and they absolutely
They
did.
absolutely did.
And how gingerly Ricky lifted his penis so he could move the balls around.
Yeah. Move the balls out of the ripped up scrotum. But the best part about it is, first off, Nick was just
I
running
fucking
around
hate
the
y'all
fucking
for talking
house.
about this right now so much.
Second off, Ricky just fucking ties the base of his penis
With a shoestring.
with a shoestring and puts a bow on it. And it
I
is
am
the
glad I
funniest
saw
thing.
that part.
That was really
That
funny.
I am glad I did happen to turn back to the TV for that one shot. It's still traumatizing, and I don't think I'm sleeping tonight.
That's very funny.
All right, Nathan, kill breakdown.
Kill breakdown. Kill breakdown for porno. Number 1 is Jared's bank account.
Because we had to pay for the movie somehow.
It was not that expensive.
Should we
It
sing,
wasn't.
sing a song?
$3.99 on Amazon Prime.
Number 2 is Mr. Pike. The pecan. Okay. Sorry, I had to reread this. Number 2 is Mr. Pike, the pecan pervert who was pegged and milked to death by the succubus. Period. Penis detached.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did rip his dick off.
I don't.
I
is
just
that
had,
how
I
he
had to
died,
refer to
though?
him as the pecan pervert.
Yeah. So he definitely had a peep camera in the women's bathroom.
To watch women go pee-pees.
Yeah. Now, he was still alive as she was dragging him out of the bathroom.
I imagine he died of blood loss because
I'm sure
nobody
he
put a
probably
tourniquet
did.
on his penis.
Yeah.
Because it was ripped off.
Wait, was he really still alive when she was leaving?
A little
I
bit.
missed that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then he eventually died. Number 3 is, I guess number 3 and 4 would be Heavy Metal Jeff's testicles.
I think, which one went first? Was it the left or the right?
It was the left and then the right.
Yeah.
And because the first time that happened, he goes, "Oh, my nut." And then number 4 is 3 people. Well, I guess number 5 now. 3 people get exploded in what Todd called Hell World.
Yeah. It's like some alternate realm that Abe, Todd, and Heavy Metal Jeff went into,
Yeah, this was surprisingly
along
light
with
on
the
deaths.
old
Yeah.
homeless guy.
Yeah. Did he die though?
He was he was inside the ticket booth whenever they were in the hellscape.
Did you ask if
so he didn't die. He was
Dude,
just in there.
The succubus literally came
Gross.
out of
Gross.
his stomach and ripped him open. Yeah, he died.
But then he was in Hell World alive.
Yeah, but he was in Hell World.
Yeah, but did he come out of Hellworld, or was he
Gross.
dead and just in there? I think he was dead, dude. She ripped her way out of him.
No, he's dead, but he's alive in the hellscape.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying I kind of made a
That
leap
was
and
his
was
reward.
like he belongs on the kill breakdown. I thought you were trying to say he didn't.
No.
I don't think he
definitely
belongs
dead.
on there because he was still alive in Hell World.
Well, that's wrong. He was dead.
But
Yeah.
it was okay.
Respect
So
the
he,
integrity of the kill breakdown.
I mean, look, if
he
I
died-
die and go to hell, I'm still dead, right?
you're alive in hell.
No, you're not. We're not doing this.
You don't want to get into a theological debate because this movie was chock full of Christianity, like early to mid 90s Christianity.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Are we done with the kill breakdown?
That's it.
Okay. So how many total did we have?
This I could actually total up. So, okay. Well, not including your bank account and not including Heavy Metal Jeff's testicles, it's 5.
I mean, not a whole lot.
That's including
More
the hobo.
than I kind of expected.
That includes the hobo, the 3 people, and Mr. Pike. That's 5 people. This is a surprisingly low death count.
Yeah. Very interesting. Well, okay, so I guess spoilers. The succubus doesn't die; she just gets trapped in the film.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, that's why I didn't include her because she
Yeah.
got trapped back into the other film. Also,
She does get stabbed.
when have we ever, in talking about a movie, had to say spoilers?
Never?
Because
Not
that's
fucking
literally
once.
what we do.
Yeah, not fucking once in this whole show. So yeah. Speaking of, it's ridiculous moments.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers,
Here's-
ridiculous moments.
Yeah, if you guys don't like this part, skip ahead 34 minutes.
Just skip the rest of the fucking episode.
And then you won't have any spoilers. Well, minus the ones that we unfortunately squeezed in at the beginning here, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Squeezed in
So
like heavy metal Jeff's testicles in a tourniquet.
Yeah. All right. One of the first things that I want to talk about is the fact that the girl's name is Chastity. Like, of
Yeah.
course it is, right?
Yes.
And it fits the theme, right? Because it's very much about the teenage, like, suppression of sexuality.
It's the
In the
true love
90s.
waits culture.
Yeah.
It's the whole true love waits culture that was rampant in the 90s where like people would get their James Avery ring and they would pledge themselves that they wouldn't have sex until marriage, and it really scared most church kids into not having sex until like their mid 20s, and then they got like freaky.
Like, how was that for you, Nathan?
I didn't have sex until I was 23 because I was so terrified of sex. So, and then
So it didn't work out great?
not great. I mean, I got 4 kids, so that's all I got. I got 4 kids. I learned how to do it. I figured out how to do it.
Eventually.
I figured out how to do it from watching porn.
This movie?
No, this is porn O.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't watch
that's
porn.
fair.
The O is an important distinction. It did not, however, matter on Google, unfortunately.
Yes,
We do get a Sean Astin reference.
we do get a Sean Astin reference,
I
but she says that when he grows
forgot.
up, he got ugly.
He grew up weird.
He grew up and looks
Because
weird. Yeah,
in the theater that they're working in, they're playing Encino Man and A League of Their Own.
yes, which leads you to believe that the movie is it's set in 1992 or maybe 1993 because it's kind of like a small town theater.
Yeah, it's
so
almost
they-
like a dollar theater.
Yeah, so they might have gotten it like later or whatever, but they don't really get into it, but they act like these are new movies that they haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they not? Now, it's been a long time since I've seen Encino Man, but if they're like super hardcore religious, shouldn't they like not want to see that?
See, that was a thing that I was going to. That and A League of Their Own are all like A League of Their Own has like some things that are sexual in nature, which would make it seem like they wouldn't want those movies. But you know,
You got to make money somehow.
you gotta make that money. You gotta show that porno in the basement theater,
Mm-hmm.
and then
With the sticky floor.
with the sticky floor. Yeah, trap that succubi.
I love that, like, that when we find this hidden room, the archive,
Yes.
that there's this boarded up door, which is literally just a couple of 1x4s
Spread across an open door frame.
And then the guy that owns the fucking theater is like, I've got it. We're just gonna put a curtain over it because you know what kids don't do?
Playing
Hide
curtains.
behind curtains.
Yeah.
I mean that would have been like day 2. Somebody would have found that fucking thing.
Well, and everybody acted like they had all worked there like together for a while, and then like they were just all surprised. Like, okay, real talk. I used to work in a movie theater as like I was like the manager, like the building manager and maintenance manager, and like I knew every inch of that building, and I would not be surprised if those like high school kids that worked there knew like, you know, about all of the little rooms or whatever, even if they couldn't go in, and they were like, okay, well, this is the projection room. This is one of the projection rooms and whatever.
This is the porno succubus room.
Yeah. Like this is a projection. This is the projection room where you can get onto the roof, you know, like shit like that. But
This
like,
is the projection room where we have haunted ghosts.
and the bells. There were ghosts in that theater. It was scary. They used to tug on my ding dongs.
It was a succubus
It
then.
was a succubus. I used to make my testicles explode.
I really
used to
like-
have tourniquet with me at work every day.
Fucking stupid. I really like the whole backstory we're getting with Ricky and Jet, or
Chaz.
Ricky and Chaz.
Yeah.
And he basically, so Ricky is kind of telling Chaz about his girlfriend Jasmine and how she's
Yeah.
really on fire for God.
Yeah. Because Pray the Gay Away was huge
Yeah.
in. Did I just spoil that for you?
Spoilers.
Yeah, the Pray the Gay Away was like a huge thing in the 90s. There were like camps to
yeah.
like you'd go to. I mean, they still exist, but it was super prevalent in the 90s
Yeah.
of that you couldn't be a Christian and gay. And
Which is fucking ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. I've known way too many people who were gay and Christians.
Yeah, and pastors get outed like all the time now. So
Yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, that was the whole lead
It's
up,
kind of
yeah.
funny that they keep talking about this camp that he went to and that he got this girlfriend in camp or something, and it's just like,
Yeah, it turns out Jasmine's
yeah.
name is Jason.
yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
It's
I
not.
was really
But
hoping that
I
was like
bet
a
it is.
thing, a line. That's a line that they should have included in the movie that they did not. But yeah, that was like a really like funny. It was like a funny reveal because that happened right before Ricky had to tourniquet. We keep coming back to it, and Nick keeps rubbing his face, y'all, and he hates this. But it happened right before Ricky tourniquets Heavy Metal Jeff's testicles, and he looks at him and he's like, "Hey," well, he looks at him. He's like, "What? No, are you gonna be okay tourniqueting me because you know your thing?" And he's like, and Ricky goes, "Do you think I'm gonna be turned on by your exploded testicles?" And Heavy Metal Jeff looks at him and goes like, "Honestly, man, I don't know."
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know how it
Yeah,
works.
he says, "Is that how you think being gay works?" He's like, "I don't know."
It's just very, very telling of the time.
It's very tongue in cheek, and
Yeah.
I love it.
It's like that's a really great, funny moment.
Yeah.
Also, he gets over his exploded testicles pretty quickly, right? Like they're just like, "Hey, let's throw some dark eye makeup under him to look like, I don't know."
They gave
He's
him
not-
painkillers.
They did give him painkillers,
Which were for a tense shoulder.
yeah.
He's like, I guess he didn't say tense.
Well, he
He's like,
played
when my shoulder
baseball.
flares up. And I'm like, okay, but still, what the fuck kind of painkillers did they give this kid that exploded testicles are going to
It's
get
the
numb by
90s.
this?
Yeah,
Nobody
it
knows.
was the 90s. It was probably like
Opiates.
That's a
it was
fair
probably Valium or like I went on a like in the 90s. I went on a high school band trip, and my buddy had stolen his mom's Valium, and they were and him and like some other guys were like taking like a pill of Valium on the plane on the way to Disney World. And these were the most. These dudes were so chilled out, but they did go to the bathroom to pee a lot because they were so relaxed.
Yeah.
Wonder where they are now.
Probably still at Disneyland.
Probably, yeah.
All right, CBTL. Christ buries
Christ buries the load. It's way more funny and sexual than anything that could have happened.
Christ bears the load. But Christ buries the load is even fucking
That's
better.
so much
Let's
fucking
get into
funnier.
this.
Oh, God. So he buries the load.
He buries
So-
the load. But
which
where
is-
does he bury it?
in the Virgin Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, you broke me.
Yeah, that's it.
He buries it in the Virgin Mary, and then he puts himself in there. It's his load.
So he's there with the load.
Yeah, yeah. It was the hot Christ injection.
Oh, man.
All right, I'm back.
This fucking show. Yeah,
This is
like
this is the most like sophomoric episode I think we're ever going to have because the movie was literally about sex the entire time.
Well, it was
Yeah.
like every chance they got.
Yeah.
They were like, load the line. Like, I forgot what it was where Chaz and Ricky show back up and they were like, we were pounding. And I forgot
we were
what they...
squeezing and or
the-
screaming and
screaming
pounding.
and pounding. Yeah. And it's just every line, any chance they
Yeah.
got, they swung at it.
Yeah,
It was great.
Yeah, they swung hard. It was just because the whole idea of the movie is that it's about sexual repression from Christian sexual repression, and then this is just so fucking sexually charged. It's beautiful.
I mean, it's like the whole thing is about either sexual repression or just the fact that like you can repress it all you want, but fucking teenagers are still going through this shit. You can
Yeah.
just be like, no, it's not. Just don't do it, and they're gonna do it. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
It kind of, in a sense, it kind of like the whole movie was being led by their sex drive, very much like Superbad, you could say was.
very much like a 90s movie, you would
Mhm.
say.
Yeah, Christ bears the load.
Yeah, that's fair.
He buries the load.
Christ buries the load in the Virgin Mary. Can we talk about
No,
real fast?
That's the
Can
one
we
thing
talk
we
about
can't.
when Chaz is talking to Ricky about how he went to camp, but before she like reveals to the group that she's the one who was who told Mr.
Mr. Pike.
Pike that he was gay and so he had to go to gay camp and stuff. But she's talking to him and she's like, "Well, you went off and whatever, and I kissed my friend's cousin Alex, and I started listening to The Cure." And I don't just wear this eyeliner for nothing.
no, oh
I
my
didn't
God,
ask
no! It was the
permission.
permission line. Yeah,
Yeah.
She goes, I don't ask for permission for everything. Why is she Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't ask for permission for everything.
Oh boy!
I don't ask for permission for everything. You think I asked for permission to put on this eyeliner? Oh, that is something. That is something a teenager would say.
Absolutely.
They would feel that it's some big rebellious, which I guess to be fair,
In
for
that-
her
at-
it
at that point in the
probably
90s,
was.
like 92.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
But really, in all honesty, though, if you think about it, Todd is the only virgin in this group.
no,
so-
they don't say he's the only virgin.
It's heavily implied.
I would.
No, it's only mentioned at one point, but it is not. They don't come right out and say that they're all virgins.
I see what you did there.
Did you write for this movie?
I might have. I might have come all over. I wrote it in my jizz with a quill pen.
Shut up.
So I stained my jizz black. Can I keep saying jizz?
No, please don't.
Are you gonna cut it if I keep? Yeah, I'm gonna
Just-
keep saying jizz.
Just stop.
Just stop.
How about that? Just stop.
Just stop.
Yeah, I think it's implied that Todd was the only virgin.
Yeah.
Because the succubus went after Todd first, specifically.
Okay.
Like the guy, the homeless guy, could have gone after anybody also, and he went after Todd.
Okay.
So
I have a few
That's
things
fair.
to say. You can't go after Chaz, right? Because she's a chick, right? And so old man's not going to do that. He's not going to hurt her.
well, she's definitely not a virgin. I mean, did you see her eyeliner?
That's what I'm saying.
She listens to The Cure.
Abe, I'm gonna be honest. Abe was a little bigger, maybe he was worried he wanted to tango with that guy. Ricky, well, he's an athlete, so obviously the old man's not gonna go after him. And then fucking the guy that got his testicles exploded.
Heavy Metal
Heavy
Jeff.
Metal
Get
Jeff.
his name right.
It's first of all, it's fucking hardcore, Jeff. Get it right, all right. But then you got him who had his testes exploded. My guy's walking around like it ain't that serious. I don't give a fuck what kind of painkillers he's on. So, I mean, arguably, weakest in the herd is my boy Todd. I think it was a strategic choice. But yeah, he was probably also still the only virgin in the group.
Could have
I
been.
mean, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, Heavy Metal Jeff used to smoke cigarettes, so
Yeah.
that definitely implies sexual activity.
Yes, for sure.
I'm sorry, he said the cigarette thing, and when they were sitting out in the alley smoking, and he comes out like, nicotine! And just like destroys the cigarette.
And then he kicks their cup of like soda.
And then he tells them they didn't get all the trash and walks back inside.
Because that you were like, what an asshole.
Yeah, I'm like, no,
And
we're gonna have some fucking words over this. I'm like, we're not done.
Yeah, because at this point I had already decided that he was the best character in the movie.
Yeah, like I still believe he's the best character.
He was
in the movie.
fantastic.
Him and Todd have the best lines. And Todd only has like the one line that's nobody tells Todd anything.
No, like that's really about the only one that Todd has.
Because they walk in and they go, Todd, what happened? And he goes, they knocked me out. And then this guy cut off his penis. Nobody tells Todd anything.
Nobody tells Todd
like,
anything.
That's the sequence of lines.
Yeah.
Because I wrote him down, and because it made me laugh so hard.
It's like he has this one instance of talking in third person for no reason.
Yeah, it's not like a normal, like he hasn't done it before.
No, he hasn't.
If you start a movie with a narrator, or like somebody narrating, and then you end the movie with somebody narrating, it's fine. But if you start narrating in the middle of the movie, it just makes it weird and it's uncomfortable.
It does. They have,
Why are
they
you
have
quoting me
superpowers.
from our other
I just wanted to see who would catch on. Nobody tells Todd anything.
All right, one of the first times we see the homeless guy, he like comes into the
Gross.
theater. Yeah, gross. He goes into the theater. See,
Mm-hmm.
and
He penetrates the theater.
yeah, he penetrates the theater.
enters, if you will.
He penetrates that theater balls deep.
And there's a moment when Heavy Metal Jeff like comes to tackle him and get him out of the theater, but it looks like he's just tickling him. and like the guy gets his jacket off and is like just he's shirtless.
He's wearing like a fur coat, like an old fur coat.
Yeah.
Like that like most of the like fur has come off of it except for on the collar. And then he just like shrugs out of it and is just like half naked, and it's amazing.
But what's kind of funny is that's very similar to what the succubus wore when she had something cover herself.
That's just kind of like a curtain, like a shiny curtain.
But it seemed like it was like a fur.
Yeah, the one that the succubus was wearing was
Yeah.
definitely made out of a shit ton of fur stitched together and on top of each other and
Yeah.
stuff.
I've got to be honest, I wasn't looking at that. I wasn't looking at.
Well, what were you looking at? Why don't you tell us?
I was looking at her face because I'm like, she looks familiar. I know her from somewhere.
Yeah.
I was staring at her hair.
That's exactly what you guys were looking at.
Look, real talk. Her eyes were too close together, and that really bothered me. And I just kept staring at her eyes.
All right, but this is one of the favorite quotes that I had from Heavy Metal Jeff. He thought he was doing drugs, but drugs were doing him.
No. The line is, he thinks he's doing drugs, but brother, the drugs are doing him.
Yeah.
He like cocks an invisible shotgun.
Well, he uses a flashlight as a prop shotgun.
Yeah.
And then he puts it to the bottom of his chin.
Yeah. That's true. Very Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
That's a
No. That was his wife.
Ooh.
I mean, listen, I
You're
can
not
get into
wrong.
this with you,
You're not,
but not on
yeah.
this show.
Yeah, this is not the show to talk about it, but we do agree with you.
Yes. Oh, Todd, wild card.
Oh my God, that was the
Fucking
line.
wild card.
I forgot about
It's
it.
the fucking
So,
funniest.
When they finally, I say finally, it's actually fairly quickly that they do
Yeah,
find
it's
this
pretty early in the movie.
porno.
Yeah.
So they go
Which
and
isn't really even a porno.
No, it's not. It's actually just like
It's an art film.
It's
an art film.
Dude, I think he's getting covered in blood too. I know she was covered in blood at one point.
Yeah.
But so they put it on. It starts running. Everybody sits down, and they pretty quickly are like, "Oh, this is a porn." Even though like
It was Heavy Metal Jeff shuts it down, and they're all like, "No, we want to watch it," but they're also like, "We don't really want to watch this."
Maybe we shouldn't watch it.
And everybody, and then he's and like Heavy Metal Jeff is like, "No, this is a porno, and we're not watching it." And they're like, "Be cool, Jeff," and he's like, "I'm straight edge. I am cool." He didn't say that.
And then all of a sudden, they're looking for Todd, and Todd's nowhere to be found. And Todd ran back up into the projector room,
because
locked himself in.
The projector starts running, and then you hear, "Wild card."
Wild card. And he starts the movie all
fantastic.
over again.
I love that he's like, "I am not gonna." And the funny thing is when you realize it, is you think at the time. You're like, oh yeah, like they keep saying he's the perv. He's the guy that you know
he's the
he.
perv.
He's
He
the
got in
verified
trouble.
pervert.
But in the
He's the
end,
verified.
He's
Todd's
the
a verified
verified
pervert.
but in reality,
That's
my
a
guy,
Jeff line.
he knew Abe was a pervert, and he's such a ride or die friend that he
Yeah.
went to go turn it back on for him.
Yeah.
Because they actually basically tell us that when Abe
Yeah.
tells him, he's like, "Look, man, like you know, you've always got my back, even when I don't have yours." And I'm like, you know what, Todd? I love you, buddy. He's there. He's there for Abe at every fucking step, except
Yeah.
for when he's possessed. He does try to kill him then.
Well, he hugs him, and then he tries to rip off his penis. He's sitting on him cowgirl style, and then he starts undoing his belt buckle.
Yeah. That did happen.
That was very funny. I do like that. So this was the thing that was kind of interesting, was that the succubus appealed to everybody in their own like vice.
Yeah. 'Cause
Like,
even Chaz.
yeah, because it showed up as Ricky
Yeah.
to kiss Chaz, and then she like
In
and then
his
it made
baseball pants.
in his baseball pants,
Uh-huh.
and then
Now my question is, cup or no cup?
no cup.
No cup.
No
That's
cup.
that's what I feel. Nick, we need your
What do you vote?
your
Cup or
opinion.
no cup?
Cup or no cup?
Well, I hope no cup.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
You know who I wish had a cup was Heavy Metal Jeff. I don't think it would have helped.
It wouldn't have helped.
But it would have contained.
Yeah, it would have contained
Yeah,
like a cup.
like a cup.
I just thought
But
about
yeah.
that whole sequence with a cup, and it's not any better.
Yeah, but then there's like the scene with Mr. Pike, who like I don't understand. I
Gets
don't.
his dick ripped off, which is so funny.
I don't really understand him getting pegged.
I
Still
think
not
it
even
just
sure that's exactly what happened.
It was pretty evident
yeah.
that that's either that or who's getting his ass.
So here's the
eat.
thing. Here's the thing. I think it's very much to foreshadow what happens with Ricky, because he's the one that turned Ricky in to like the church and his parents and all these people.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of saying, hey, Mr. Pike is very much into the same things that he's accusing other people of.
And I did at one point early in the movie say, why does Mr. Pike remind me of the Reverend from Letterkenny?
Yeah.
Who is like
Oh,
gay.
and he said mercy. Yeah, you're right.
It's a mercy. 'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing, the only reason I wasn't sure is like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that dude knows how to act like you're getting like you're getting him from behind, because it looked like you were saying, somebody was just eating his ass and he was having a good time enjoying it, but it really didn't look like anybody was back there thrusting.
But see, here's the problem is that it's 1992 and eating ass was not a thing in 1992.
I mean, she's a fucking succubus. She's definitely generations
Oh
ahead
yeah,
of
she's
twisted
definitely
shit.
she's definitely eaten some ass before, but like
Yeah.
for him, that wouldn't have been like a vice for him.
That's fair.
But like then you have Heavy Metal Jeff when it's like her in the leather jacket with 2 cigarettes.
Yeah.
And he's like, nicotine.
Nicotine.
Like he wasn't even into her in that moment with like her one titty hanging out. He just yells nicotine, and that's when his testicles started exploding.
Yes.
was one of the greatest ways, because I mean you get that a lot in movies, like where they're being tempted by something.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, this was the character, is that like it was the way he did things and like or said things. His lines were just, it really was like somebody's like, dude, we're just gonna go in this and make the most quotable character of all time.
Yeah.
Because that was fantastic. Like if you think I'm gonna be out at a bar and see somebody smoking a cigarette and not want to just go, nicotine, you're wrong. I'm going to quote this movie forever. Especially, nobody tells Todd anything.
Nobody tells Todd anything. The funny thing, though, in that whole scene is when he gets bitch slapped.
Holy
yeah.
shit. How did we forget about that?
Yeah, because he says nobody tells Todd anything, and then the dude turns around and hits him.
Well, he's carving the symbol into his chest.
Oh, yeah.
Like for the succubus. And when he finishes,
he just
is like, and now you get one.
And it
was
hits
fucking
him.
incredible.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, we rewound it just to rewatch it because it was
we
so...
left through all of the
it
lines
was
for like
so
2
funny.
minutes.
It was just so quick.
It was fantastic.
All right, one of my favorite parts with Abe in it is whenever the succubus vomits blood all over him.
Because he's looking through the peephole.
Because he's looking through a peephole. So at the beginning of the film, Abe and Todd are watching a couple have sex through their bedroom window. And later on in the theater, Abe finds this little peephole and is watching the same people have sex through this peephole, but
and then he starts masturbating.
He starts masturbating, but it's the succubus like tempting him to come and watch.
Yeah,
and then
because they were staring at him, watching him, and smiling.
Yeah, smiling and laughing.
Yeah,
which is creepy as all shit. But then the succubus like jumps out of the peephole, grabs him, and just vomits blood all over him, and it's
and
hilarious.
it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And
like,
was he actually covered in blood after that?
Yes.
Yes, he was like
I thought
covered.
his
He was
clothes
covered in
looked
like dark,
fairly
viscous
clean.
fluid.
Okay.
No, he was dingier than everybody else after that.
Yeah. Now in the hellscape, he wasn't.
That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Because everybody's clean when they go to hell. All your sins are washed away.
When so this just reminded me of the bathroom scene where he's like, Todd, no, the succubus has you. Oh my God, no, you can't be here. And then Todd's like, I'm gonna spend eternity fucking and getting my knob slobbed on.
Getting my
Oh my
knob slobbed
God.
by this
It
demon
was
chick.
fantastic.
It's very funny.
And then I'm not gonna lie, I love
very
the
92
the
to say
glowing
that.
eye effect on him looked really cool. I really liked it.
Yeah, that's the thing about this movie is there are a lot of visual effects that were really cool, that were done really well for how cheesy the movie was meant to be.
Yeah.
So that was a cool shot.
Yeah, I really like the effect that you mentioned.
When they're in the dark and everything's like like green, like they're in night vision.
No.
But then they have the flashlight and they
No.
point it around and the flashlight's
Nah,
blue.
the camera one where it went to like the 35 millimeter.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Demon Todd like screams.
Yeah,
And then it
yeah.
like changes from, and I think you even mentioned that it changed from
The
letterbox to
aspect-
full screen
the
too.
aspect ratio change.
Yeah, it was a really
Yeah.
cool. I think it worked because it lets you know for sure you were not where they were previously. You were definitely in some new which
Yeah.
I mean, we should have known anyways. You know, we did.
Yeah,
but
he literally had just said, you're gonna stay with me forever in Hell World.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just that was a very cool visual effect.
it just looked incredible. It was well done.
Yeah, it looked like the opening to the Wonder Years.
Yeah, I get that reference.
All right, look, I have 3 more amazing heavy metal Jeff quotes.
Okay, what do you got?
First one, I'm not popping wood for this trash.
I forgot about that.
It's very funny.
It wasn't that the chick on the poster on the
Yeah.
wall?
Yeah. Yeah. It's whenever they're like downstairs. And,
Yeah.
doing all that. Second one, dope fiend with a handful of keys. It's Grandpa's party now.
Holy
Grandpa's
fuck.
party now.
I forgot about that one. That was fucking. I love it because I had after he said that, I had a visual in my mind of a guy with a fistful of keys. Because normally somebody's like, I'm going to do one, but this guy's like,
Yeah.
91
Nah,
in every
fistful.
fucking finger.
It's Grandpa's party now. It's
Yeah.
one of my fucking favorite quotes from this movie.
Oh, this one coming up is probably my favorite.
Okay.
I couldn't hold my edge. That's how I lost my nuts.
Let's not laugh at that. We all have our times.
That's good. That's good.
1 in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Fucking Heavy Metal Jeff has the best quotes in this
Hard-
movie.
Hardcore.
In the whole movie.
Hardcore
No,
Jeff.
it's Heavy Metal.
No,
He wanted everyone to
listens
know.
hardcore. But they
Yeah,
call
yeah.
him heavy metal
Yeah, but
Jeff.
he should
Yeah.
be hardcore Jeff because he doesn't listen to heavy metal because that is for sinners.
So like hardcore wasn't
Devil
actually
worshippers.
like a thing in 92. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, it was in the movie. I don't know what you
I know they
mean,
said it in the movie. It's like the one thing where I was like, that.
Do you want to write them? Let's
So-
write
No,
them
that
a
was
letter.
94.
Secret about the movie is even though it was set in 1992, they didn't film it in 1992.
What? Holy shit.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Wait, are there other movies this way? Like,
Yeah, like everyone.
seriously?
Yeah, every movie.
300?
300 is the exception.
That was
That's
actually
exception.
filmed. It was filmed. It was not a period piece.
The Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars? Looney Tunes?
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
It's Space Jam. It's not Looney Tunes. It's Space Jam.
Yeah.
All right, fuck it. Let's get into the ratings. Or do you have any others?
No, I'm good. Like, yeah.
No, man. I feel like we cleaned it out.
Yeah, I mean this. Yeah,
Just like she did when she vomited blood all over my guy Abe. Whatever was there, she cleaned all that shit out.
she cleaned it out. We cleaned it out just like she did Jeff's ball sack.
It's all gone. All right, ratings. Nick.
I'm gonna give this a skull, but in a weird way. I don't think I myself. I don't think I myself will ever watch this movie again.
I'm gonna give it a skull, but in a weird way.
Yeah, I honestly do not think I would ever watch this again. I don't think I would get the same level of enjoyment out of the quotes necessarily. I could be very wrong, and I kind of hope that I am, but I will absolutely recommend this to so many fucking people. It was fantastic. I just don't know if I would ever want to sit through it again, because there were some parts that dragged a little bit, but fuck yes, it was fantastic. When it did finally truly grab my attention, I think you guys saw me. I was on the edge of my seat, and I almost never am on the edge of my
It was
seat.
the tourniquet moment.
It was the tourniquet.
No, I was out of my seat for that.
It literally ran in the hallway.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a skull. Just not sure I myself would watch it again, but it's fucking fantastic.
Jared, you go.
This movie definitely gets a skull. It's like so many quotable moments. I would definitely watch this movie again because of the quotable moments. Everything about it is great. I do agree with Nick to some extent. There are some parts that drag on, but being what I assume is a lower budget movie, it was made for Shudder, so I'm sure they had some of a budget, but not like a whole hell of a lot. But it's all great. I love it. I would watch it again. Nathan, what about you?
I would also watch it again. I would recommend it to other people. This gets a skull. It gets a big whopping dildo with a skull on the end.
So you're giving it a weird way too.
I'm definitely giving it in a weird way, but not in the same kind of weird way that Nick's giving it. Like, I'm giving it in like the freaky deakiest, like kink shit ever. It's awesome. I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie. I laughed the whole way through. Like, I
We
literally
definitely
laughed the
had-
whole way through. Even from the very fucking beginning, I was laughing.
Yes.
So yeah, this was super entertaining, and I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Loved it. 3 skulls.
3 skulls.
2 weird ones.
2 weird ones. One of those is like a sexual weird though. Somebody's into it. Somebody's like Googling skull dildos.
And there we have it. TM, we're starting a business.
You can find them on Amazon in about a week.
So
I've
if you
had
want,
this prep. Sorry.
so if you want to find skuldos on the internet, you can find us on TikTok at Spoop Squad Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Spoop Squad and on Facebook at The Squad Podcast. You can also email us at spoopsquad@gmail.com. Feel free to, send us pictures of it, not in use, but just like you having one, and we'll be sure to look at them.
Or send us recommendations for movies.
Yeah, or send us recommendations for movies.
That probably helps us better. for the show's purpose.
Sorry, kids. The longer we wait, the more torqued up that hobo's gonna get.